Hey everyone, Dredgen here, and I took a day off from work to chill and build a keyboard. I was initially planning to review this one, but I wanted to change it up, and honestly, I'm feeling a bit lazy since I've been uploading quite a lot of reviews lately, and sometimes it can feel a bit like work. So for this one, I'll just walk you through my build. If you do have questions, I'd be glad to answer them on the comments. So what we have here is the Preonic. This is currently on Drop's website for $140, and I bought it last December for $115 when they had a sale. This is an Ortholinear 50% keyboard, and the plan for this build was to make something that I will mostly use for gaming. The inspiration for this was the Razer Tartarus, which I actually used for more than a year. Before the pandemic, I didn't have a dedicated workstation, so I would game on a very small dining table with my laptop in the middle, the Tartarus on the left, and my mouse on the right. The layout on the Tartarus was actually pretty nice, and it was very easy to find your keys because of the vertical columns, and the horizontal stagger confirmed to how your fingers would naturally be placed on the keypad. I missed those linear columns, so we'll try to build something similar. Well, you can say that if I spend enough time on a full-size keyboard, I would be able to retrain my muscle memory, but I need to find a reason to buy a new keyboard, so here we are. I went with the purple aluminum case. The acrylic one was quite tempting, but I didn't think the RGB was good enough, so I went with alu. Okay, so going to the build. This is a tray mount board, but the construction is a bit different. You screw the PCB to the board first, add the spacers, then fasten the plate. I went with a single 2-unit key for the spacebar, though you can have multiple variations. The initial plan was to use some NK blueberries that I bought way before when I was a naive enthusiast. I bought some NK silks and decided to throw in some blueberries as well to make the best of the shipping. I was thinking, oh, what could go wrong? Well, I don't like the switches. I shelved it for a long time thinking, maybe someday I'll get to use it. Maybe someday. I was wrong. I was fully intent on lubing these, but I don't think they're worth the effort. Okay, going to plan B, I do have some lightly lubed halo clears here, so I put them on. As I was putting this together, I was hoping that the keyboard will not sound hollow. I actually decided not to tune this keyboard too much because I was feeling a little bit lazy and I wanted to take it easy. Since I was not going to use it for typing, I was okay with it sounding a bit off. So I tested the halo clears, and sorry for not capturing the audio, but it sounded really bad. The board sounded really hollow. I probably needed to put a bit more lube on the clears as well. I just couldn't stand it, so plan C, I disassembled everything and went to first dampening the board. I put a layer of, I'm not sure what this is, neoprene, styrene. It's the foam that is usually used to package your keyboard in the box. I don't throw those out for this purpose, so I cut it up. I'm usually bad at this, and I place it in between the case and the PCB. After that, I put some KBDFans Modular foam on the plate. There is a better way of doing this, but I'm okay with it not looking super aligned as long as it works, so I put it together. I honestly would have wanted tactile switches, but these were the ones that I had. These are NK Silk Yellows, lubed and filmed. They're really great. I put them in, tested it, and I was quite happy with the results. Next are the keycaps. I actually bought the keycaps that drop sold for the Preonic, but I ditched it because it looked a bit boring. The keycaps here are the KBDFans NP Profile Ice Cream keycaps. These are uniform keycaps, so it's quite useful with unusual layouts like this, since you can freely place keycaps anywhere without thinking about the profile. I have all of the kits for this set, and you can actually cover 2 boards with this set if you have all the kits. I initially used the ones with the Katakana sub-legends, but it looked too busy, so I went with the base kit alphas. Let's do a sound test first. So apologies for the bad typing, I'm still getting used to it, but I'm quite happy with how this turned out. The cost of this kit will probably be around $200 if you want to build something similar. If you get the Preonic on sale, it's for $115. I think that's a good value. Switches would be around $40, and there are some good MT3 keycaps that Drop is selling for the Preonic for around $50. I actually just pre-ordered this one. One issue with the case though is it is not inclined in any way. Good thing I had some spare bump-ons from a previous keyboard. These are quite big, so I used it to prop up the keyboard. Typing feel does take a hit since the keycap profile is uniform, but I think the pastel colors on this keycap set was worth the trade-off. I really like how it looks, and the form factor is just quirky. It is a very small keyboard, side by side with my already small Voice 65. This is just on a different level. This makes it a good keyboard for travel as well. One note though, you would need to learn how to flash firmware via QMK if you want to use this. It's not particularly difficult, but I honestly don't like messing around with settings, but for this one, I had to. Typing on it was very nice, even though it is a tray mount, the sides don't flex and it feels really solid. I would probably look for sculpted keycaps in the future, but for now, this works. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed the content, please do consider subscribing. See you on the next one. Bye!